Have you guys heard of a thing called the screening room?
I've heard of it, but pray tell more about it, because I just don't really know.
You explained it a little
bit.
bit.
From my notes, the screening room is. Oh, I'm smart now. I have notes. All right.
So I'll read them now.
Yeah. The screening room is this thing where people pay $150 for the device. The device then will let you see a movie on the day it comes out for a $50 fee. $20 of that fee will go to the theater, and then about 20% of the fee will go to the distributors with their own fee of 10%, along with all the set for like box costs and all that. Right?
And this is for in-home viewing?
Yes, in-home viewing, same day as the film. And
$50?
Yeah, $50
for in-home
for a
viewing?
film. And like people argue, well, I had
And
to
how
pay
long
for
do you keep the film for? Do you just keep it?
It's for a
as a
48-hour period, 2 days.
Wow. I would never do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Just
sound
to me
like
personally,
it,
I'm like, why would I do that?
It sounds like it has potential, but it also says like one of these things like, well, is anyone going to leave their house now, or are they going to be willing to spend that money in the first place?
Yeah.
It's caused sort of a civil war between different directors. Like directors.
Oh, cool. So it's kind of like the same people who are on like the film to digital debate, kind of coming back on different
exactly.
sides. Yeah.
It's like because we got people who are for it. Like we got Spielberg for it. We got Abrams for it. We got Ron Howard for it. Brian Grazer, Frank Marshall, and
Those are big
Scorsese.
Wow. Yeah.
What?
He's for it.
Yeah. And then you will not believe who's against it. Brett Ratner.
Oh.
Shyamalan.
Are there any real directors against
Yes.
it? Sorry.
No, you're right.
Such a mean thing to say.
James Cameron is against it. I think he's still pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, he's a real director, for sure.
Yeah. John Landau and then Christopher Nolan. In my opinion, I'm totally against it. You know, it's like there's something that's a communal, wonderful experience going into a theater, getting to meet. I've made a lot of friends going to the theater, going to film festivals, and getting to interact with people, seeing the audience laugh along with you, seeing them scream along with you, seeing them cry along with you. All of these things when you see a movie that you're not gonna have.
It's meant to be a grand experience.
Yeah, you're not gonna have. You're not gonna see Lawrence of Arabia on 70mm print or Space Odyssey on a 70mm print. No matter how big, how 4K, how 3D your television is with whatever home theater, it's not the same.
Yeah.
And filmmakers are like. They make it that way so you can see movies that way. And then to do that, I mean, in fairness, when they order a movie, they do get 2 free tickets for the film they just paid $50 for. But are they really going to want to go to the theater and see that again? I get it can be a pain in the ass sometimes to go to the theater, but it's something that's worth the pain in the ass and it's worth going to.
That's so interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
if you have broke friends, it might be.
yeah, exactly.
They're broke when they're paying $50 to see the movie.
Yeah.
Like what's the?
You need like a big at-home, like in-home, like real quality screening.
It's a huge gamble. It has to be a really good film. Like I want to see this over and over again to make that worth the investment.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, like what you were saying, I mean, it's meant to be this experience where you're, and they spend time so that it's going to look good on this particular screen. Because if you're watching on your wall, there's going to be a tint. It's going to it's not going to look the way it's supposed to, or even sound the way it's supposed to.
There'll be a place. There'll always be a place for the communal movie-going experience.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know if, I mean, the 70mm festival they have at the Music Box every year is so amazing. It's to get these archival prints of just ultra clear visuals just on a film print. And you get, a lot of these films are from a time where you used to have an overture before a movie. An overture in a film used to set a mood and a tone. It would get you into like the spell of the movie as being cast before it actually starts. And so when I saw West Side Story at the 70mm festival, like they have this sort of abstract look at like the New York skyline. You're hearing like the melodies of the songs are gonna be playing. It was so hypnotic, and it's like I would love for films to be like that again. Because like it takes you a while to actually get into a movie now, because you've just been lambasted with all these commercials and the Coca-Cola and all that shit, and shut up, turn off your phones. Like that's not the best way to enter a movie.
You see a movie and you have the overture, and it kind of gets you in the feeling of what the movie's gonna be. You go into Space Odyssey.
Oh my god! And it's like atonal shit, just like it's like it gives you nightmares.
Yeah. get a feeling of what movie you're getting in for, and it kind of gets you ready for the mood and the atmosphere.
Yeah, it gets you all revved up for
Yeah.
it. And like, so there was this movie, The Witch, that came out earlier this year that I thought was just a wonderful, crazy horror film, just totally an original piece of work. And when I saw it at a press screening, they were playing the score before the movie. It was like we got like if you got there like a half hour beforehand, you listen to like a half hour of the score before it starts, and then you just go right in the movie. And I was just like in that nightmare so deep before it even started. But it's such a quiet film that I feel like some people, when you're sitting through Coca-Cola, turn off your phones, blah, 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 and then you're going into this, it's like it really takes a while to get into it because it just has a different vibe, and like even if you just had like a 2-minute overture before a movie, it would have a definite
like every advertisement.
difference.
It's like, you had like, hey, check out this show with this star
I know.
coming out.
I hate that. I hate that there's commercials like as you're just sitting down in the theater. Like, because I mean, it used to be. I remember the days back when you were just there talking with your friends. Like the communal aspect of it. They just want to get rid of that.
Yeah, and that's the
It's
thing.
like, look at this now.
Yeah, exactly. So I
And
don't give a shit what's happening on ABC or whatever. I don't give a shit.
And the screening room is taking away more of that now because now people don't have to go at all, and they can spend $50. And
But that's not. I mean, at that price, it's gonna be very exclusive.
They might do it. They paid a lot for a telephone.
$500 fully subsidized with a plan? I said, that is the most expensive phone in the world, and it doesn't appeal to business customers because it doesn't have a keyboard, which makes it not a very good email machine.
So they might, it could happen.
If
they
don't want to go anywhere,
Yeah, I
they
just
want to
don't.
watch
that's the thing.
Netflix and jerk off.
That's why I have a beer gut, because like we just like people just like to sit around too much and be like.
And yet we just had Star Wars, which was the highest grossing film in like American history. I mean, there's people still want to go see a movie in a
And
theater.
they still
with
treat
people.
the theater by not having enough 70mm prints for the sequences that were filmed on IMAX.
Lots of people waste their money on stupid shit. So it's not necessarily reserved for an elitist few.
Yeah, I know. I would never pay for that. I would never. Me
I
personally, I would not spend $50 on that.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Not if I could pay it for cheaper.
Yeah, exactly. Film is not dying; it's evolving like anything else. Like how journalism is evolving and everything. It's just becoming a different entity.
Yeah,
I think there'll just always be a place for the communal experience. I think that's always going to be a part of film.
But I really don't think it should be the living room. It should always be in the movie theater.
Is there a film that you remember seeing with people that were just like, oh my god, I loved that? Like the reaction of the audience made the movie better in some ways?
Yeah, have you like seeing Star Wars for the first time, even the crappy special editions?
Now, for its 20th anniversary, the adventure of a lifetime returns to the big screen.
Have you ever heard the old like audio recordings from a theater when the original Star Wars came
Someone
out?
uploaded that on YouTube. Some guy's like seeing Star Wars with his mom back in '77, and you're hearing the people applauding when the Death Star blows up.
Dude, I was like choked up listening to that. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. I'm such a nerd.
You know what? You want to hear something really nerdy? I get choked up watching the bootlegged trailer for Phantom Menace. Hearing the fan reaction to that film, knowing that the film's gonna suck. But just hearing all the enthusiasm, just really any film, or when they showed, the like Chewie were home for the first time at the Star Wars convention, and people just erupted. Just seeing any kind of story, any kind of fictional
when
story
Bellatrix
get that
Lestrange
kind of
gets killed in the last Harry Potter movie. Spoiler
Oh,
alert.
yeah. Oh yes, that was
People
great.
applauded every time.
Little Miss Sunshine for me was the best comedy movie experience of my life.
Oh my
Because
god.
I saw that at the Landmark Theater, and people were so into that movie that by the time it got to that great climactic scene of the dance, people started
was
dancing
great,
in the theater.
So good.
When like Greg Kinnear starts getting into it, people just went crazy.
And then
I loved
that like guy who's like you just think is like a weird hillbilly like stands up. He's like,
yeah, it's like,
Yeah! All right!
So I'd say with screening room, that's a no on that.
yeah.
from
Well, I
me,
won't
yeah.
do it. I won't do it. I mean, if people do
Negatory,
it, whatever,
yeah,
that's
temporary.
fine.
If someone else wants to pay for it, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
whatever.
not
Yeah,
invested in it.
yeah. we're getting closer to that Ray Bradbury Fahrenheit 451 future where we're just surrounded by those screens. Here are my friends, all the faces on
We'll
the
be
screen.
Skyping everyone and not actually going out to see anyone.
I know,
It's scary.
I know, exactly.
It's cool, but it's kind of scary.
Yeah, we need an emoji to show what emotion we're feeling because we can't register it on our
Mike's
face.
on his phone right now while we're talking. This is the culture we live in.
Exactly, folks.
You
Help us.
getting this? Are
Yes.
you getting this?
Is the sound guy are you getting this? He's getting this. All right, fantastic.
He's not on his phone, for the record.
Wait, what's up? What were we talking about?